After Gaul, his soldiers didn't just respect him, they were loyal to him. Not to Rome, not to the Republic, to him. And back in the marble halls of the Republic, fear began to spread, because Caesar wasn't just a general anymore. He was rich, famous, untouchable, and he possessed something the Senate did not: legions. And the alliance that once controlled Rome was long gone. Crassus was dead, and Pompey, once Caesar's ally, had chosen the Senate's side, the same Senate that now wanted Caesar gone. They issued an order: return home without your army. On paper, it was lawful. In reality, it was a trap, because without his army, Caesar would face prosecution, not because he had failed Rome, but because he had become too powerful to control. Caesar stood at a crossroads: return alone and be destroyed, or return with his army and be declared an enemy of the state. It would be treason. It would mean civil war. And in that moment, Julius Caesar understood the truth. There was no going back now. And with that single decision, Rome's future would change forever. What followed was shock, fear, panic. Julius Caesar advanced faster than anyone had imagined. City after city opened its gates, not because they were attacked, but because they were already defeated. Why? Because his reputation arrived before him. The conqueror of Gaul, the man who built 2 walls at Alesia, the general who never lost. Rome didn't fall in fire. It didn't fall in blood. It fell in silence, because Pompey and the Senate had fled. And Caesar now controlled the most powerful city on earth. But the war wasn't over. Caesar chased his former ally, now turned enemy, and the fate of 2 titans would be decided in a single battle. Battle of Pharsalus. Here, Pompey had everything: more soldiers, more cavalry, the Senate, the Republic itself. But Caesar had something else. Men who marched with him for a decade. Men who had starved with him, bled with him, won with him. So Caesar attacked, hoping to end the war before it truly began. As fate would have it, he was right. Pompey's forces shattered, broken, running. The war was decided. Pompey fled to Egypt, expecting refuge, safety, survival. He received none of it. Pompey was murdered upon arrival. His severed head presented to Caesar as a gift, and with no one left to oppose him, Caesar returned to Rome. But something was different now. Everyone could feel it. Power no longer lived in institutions. It lived in one man. And the Roman Republic was slowly drawing one of its last breaths. The war was over. The rivals were dead. The streets were quiet, and Rome was finally his. But Caesar did not return as a tyrant. He returned as a reformer. He pardoned enemies, gave them power, even promoted some of them. He passed laws that helped the poor, canceled crushing debts, gave land to his veterans. To the people of Rome, Caesar was everything the Republic had failed to be. Decisive, generous, present. After decades of corruption and civil war, peace felt intoxicating. And peace had a face. His face. But Caesar made one fatal mistake. He acted like a king. His statues rose across the city. His face was minted onto Rome's coins. His name was spoken with reverence. Rome now belonged to Caesar. Power was no longer shared. It flowed through one man. But Rome had a memory it could not forget. Rome once had kings, and it had sworn never again. And inside the Senate, fear hardened into hatred. Every reform carried a message. The Senate wasn't being ignored, it was being replaced. And to take that power back, one man had to die. March 15th, 44 BC. The Senate gathered. Caesar arrived unharmed, surrounded by allies, friends, men he had forgiven. Then the knives came out. Caesar collapsed at the feet of Pompey's statue. The conspirators expected cheers. They expected relief. They expected Rome to thank them. Instead, silence, confusion, grief. The people did not celebrate. They mourned. Because Caesar had not felt like a tyrant. He had felt like stability. And when he died, that stability died with him. What followed was not freedom. It was chaos. More wars, more blood, more dictators. The Roman Republic did not die when Caesar took power. It died on the Senate floor. And from its ashes rose an empire, the Roman Empire. If this story intrigued you, help me tell another one. Subscribe and like the video. You do make a difference. This was Red Shade.